it's not a good look to go to a community and just be controversial. Malcolm X was controversial, not for the sake of controversy, but for the sake of justice. During his time, it was very difficult, and he had to be controversial to get a point across. For us, it's not the case anymore. You don't have to be controversial simply for the sake of controversy. Going into places and just saying things that like you're not responsible for. You can leave tomorrow. That's not
Exactly.
Dawah either. That's not Dawah either. That's you're actually doing a lot of damage, and some people do that. That was a rant, wasn't it?
That's fine. I mean, we're filling up the time here.
No, but that's the thing. So we need to understand that it's not controversy just for the sake of controversy. It's not a hustle. It's not a way to. I mean, and this is another thing. It's not a way to get rich.
Okay,
Wow,
that's a good one.
this is tough for a lot of speakers because a lot of us are
Broke.
basically broke. We're, a lot of us are broke. So there's extremes in this statement. There's extremes, I think, in this statement. There's the extreme where I should make millions of dollars a year because I'm a speaker. That's an extreme. But there's another extreme that I should be like living in a box, broke and poor and destitute as well. I think there's a middle ground to that, and I think the community has to understand that speakers have lives and they have responsibilities and they have jobs and they have family or they have families, they have lives, they have responsibilities. And the counter argument to that is, well, go get a job. Okay, but I'm not going to be able to take 3 weeks off to tour your country
Exactly. Yeah.
if I get a job. Now, the extreme for the speaker is I should get 500,000 a year, and I should have a big house, and I should have a big car, and I should have 3 and 4 wives. Speakers have to understand that this life is not forever.
hmm
Yes, you should be taken care of. I don't think that people should be poor, but I don't think that you need to be excessively wealthy as a speaker either. I'm kind of in the middle of that. I
And I
think
can't
if
just have a car. I need the brand new
yeah, and
BMW,
link
whatever.
it's the position and all this.
Yeah.
It looks good. No, bro, you can get a decent car that gets you from point A to point B, and you're good. You don't need the 2016 Escalade E6 with spinners and hydraulics and all that stuff. You don't need all that ridiculous things on your car. You get you a car that's going to get you from point A to point B. It's reliable and it can take care of your family and you can go from place to place that way. I mean, I'll be the first one to say that the money could be more, but that's what paradise is for. That's
Oh.
what Jannah is for. We never starved in my house. There's been certain days when I thought, oh wow, this is getting a little tight,
Uh-huh.
but Allah always opened the way. He always opened the way. One brother did a GoFundMe page, and I donated the stuff to my work. Alhamdulillah, Allah bless the people for doing that. There's
So.
there's there's stuff that you can do without being extreme. So it shouldn't be a way for you to live just hundreds of thousands a year, and I make $1 million a year, and I do this and that and the third. Remember that there's an akhirah, so you don't have to do all of that. There's nasheed artists that will kill us charging $50,000 a show and stuff. And
I
I've
don't
heard
I don't get that. You replace the music business with the Islamic music business.
yeah, I've heard crazy stories over the years from places where where organizations had to fundraise just to pay the nasheed guy.
Oh God.
Like they didn't even make any money themselves. They owed the nasheed guy a bunch of money so that he could pay his stuff. And then you get mad at a speaker for charging you. You know what I mean? Like there are
What was
limits.
his
And
name? Ahmed Usher?
uh
Was it Muhammad Timberlake?
oh
What are the
whoa.
names here?
Tim.
At least have a
Um,
cool name. I mean,
at least, yeah, I could say it, but I'm not gonna
oh,
say it.
we got a story here a couple years ago, and of course it's always the better than nothing, right? So the vice president of the masjid,
50
who
grand, that's a lot better than nothing. fifty
it's the
thousand.
whole the whole better than nothing syndrome that we suffer from in this ummah. The vice president, who I'm not knocking, I'm actually good friends with him. I didn't fully agree with him on this. He says, well, we need such and such guy to come, and he's going to raise money. He's a big famous nasheed artist in such and such country, and he was a rock star at one time in such and such country, but he came
Wow.
to Islam and now he's a nasheed artist. It's like, okay, so basically you replaced your rock stardom with being a nasheed artist. It's like the Islamic music business. So anyway, the argument, and I said, well, he's going to raise money, but he's not raising money for us. He's raising money for a school on the other side of the country that we have nothing to do with. Oh, well, we might get a percentage. We might get a percentage. Anyway, the end all be all was, well, people that don't normally come to the masjid are going to come to the masjid to if he comes here. And
Wow.
sure enough, when he left, they never came back. It's like, so for one night we had this nasheed guy come, and he's with some sheikh, and the sheikh's job is to just be like an auctioneer all night long. And there's going to be dinner served, and he's going to sing for you, but not until we raise this money. So everybody sat
So
around. They just hustled us till 11:30 at night,
ouch.
and nobody ate until about 11:30 midnight. And I said, okay, it's such and such guy is now going to sing for you. Until we reach a certain limit, he's not going to sing for you. And they sat there, and sisters from the sister side that were from a specific country where this guy, I guess, was famous, opened the door and ran over to the brother side just so they can get pictures with this guy.
Yeah, well,
It's
starvation.
like the Islamic music business.
Yeah,
There's like
it's
Beatlemania in the masjid for this one guy from such and such country, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. And at the end of the day, the vice president was right. These were people that never came to the masjid, and they never came again. It was just,
yeah,
my wife and I are like, we're out of here. Goodbye.
yeah.
We'll eat at home. We went and got
Stuff
some
like
burgers.
yeah, you guys have nice burger. You have the Frontier Burger with
Oh,
the
we
big
got all
chili.
types of burgers up here, man.
Awesome in Mexico. Y'all got some. You can
Green
go to
chili,
Ray's.
green chili double cheeseburger.
You can go to Ray's Place Mexican Restaurant, and you can go to.
Oh, Ray's Place. Please YouTube Ray's Place, everybody.
Oh God! Wow, you can. I have some wicked food in New
You know what's
Mexico.
funny? Since last time you were here, we were looking for what's that? Chicken and waffles or something.
Yeah, I remember that.
It
Oh,
turns out the gas station down the street from my old house has chicken and waffles there.
oh man, chicken and waffle. They have one in Toronto. It's not as good though, but they have one in Toronto now too. Chicken and waffle. Chicken and waffle is awesome.
But anyway, we're talking
But the whole thing, I'm, I think that stuff like
entertainment
that.
Dawah. Entertainment Dawah.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's tough because there are ways to do it without it being excessive, and this is the thing, and I haven't figured out how to do it yet, so I'm not going to talk too much about it.
Me neither. Yeah.
But like, if you're not using music instruments, you're not going too far, because people tend to take it too far. When it comes to entertainment, they take it too far.
Yeah.
Like I'm reading the comments on these Nasheed guys, and some of them are good people, and may Allah bless them. I worked with some of them over the years, and they're trying to do something, and mashallah, it is what it is. But if you read the comments in their section, in their videos, I listen to this and memorize it. I listen to it 100 times a day. I listen to it
Yeah.
25 times
Yeah.
a day.
Exactly.
Oh, this is so nice. Rah rah rah. And I memorized all of your nasheeds, and I'm like, you memorized all his nasheeds, yet the Book of Allah is hard for you. Like
SubhanAllah. Yeah.
things like that.
Exactly.
We need to be very careful in how we deal with these people,
It's
because
it. Yeah. It. I
they
mean,
may
it's
have good
yeah.
intentions. Like that brother maybe he came into Islam and he's trying to, fix himself, and he may have good intentions. Allah knows best. But when we deal with them, we can mess up their intentions by going too far with things. That's why, his brother Loon.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard of him.
He's used to be a rapper, and he was famous. He was with Bad Boy Entertainment, and I like his stuff. I remember he did and I love him for the sake of Allah, just for this. Actually, I never met him, and I would love to meet him one day. He did an interview with Al Jazeera, English, and that's it's a big deal, kind of, sort of, right? You're on Al Jazeera, it's all over the
Yeah.
world, and they're asking him about how he became a Muslim, and he's telling them how he entered Islam, and it's great. I'm listening to it, and I'm like enjoying myself listening to him, mashallah. So then they said, just for old time's sake, why don't you give us a little rap? And I thought, oh my, this is gonna be. That was when they said that to him, was when I listened the most.
Here we go. Yeah.
Because he said to them, he said, I don't rap anymore. I left that behind me, and I just like, if I ever meet Loon's getting a hug from me. Period. I don't like hugging people, but if I meet Loon's getting a hug from me, just for that, because he was able to tell a global media outlet that he doesn't rap anymore, in spite of the fact that he made a living off of promoting himself before Islam. And it's a huge, huge, may Allah give him Jannah just for that. I thought that was really, really big of him to say, I don't rap anymore. And he doesn't. He gives lectures and stuff, and, he's quoting Ibn Qayyim, he's studying and learning things, and may Allah make him better than what I think of him. But this is the whole thing. When you come into Islam and stuff like that was a fitna for you, then you should try to stay away from it.
Yeah.
Stay away from it, because you may end up doing it again. Like, people will come to you and say, just sing, just use your voice. And we know that that's okay, that's fun. But then the problem is that, okay, singing isn't enough for some people, because it's a fitna for them. So you add a drum, you add one drum, one duff. What's wrong with that, brother? One duff. And then the one tone isn't enough, so you add a second tone.
Yep.
A second, smaller drum. Then you add a third drum. Then you add a tambourine along with it, because you got to have it, in the middle. You got to make it sound good, a hi-hat.
Yep.
Then you add a bass note, or you add a guitar. Next thing you know, you get a full-blown ensemble on stage. You're singing your nasheeds with guitars and banjos and fiddles and whatever.
That's what's funny is non-Muslims will say, "Hey, you still doing music?" I go, "No, man, I don't do that anymore. I wrestle and I do different stuff. And I explain. I don't say like, well, it's against my religion, because then you sound like a jerk. And like, once again, Dawah is a call to Tawheed. It's not the call to don't listen to music anymore. So I don't address it like that. I just go, yeah, I did it. And that's the truth. I did it, and I don't want to do it anymore. It's like, to me, it's like playing video games. But when you say that to a non-Muslim, they just kind of go, oh, okay. But then the Muslims are like, yeah, I know you don't do music anymore, but at least show me, how to do like a mixing board and how to record instruments, and at least come down to the thing. And how come you don't want to do music anymore, bro? Allah gave you that gift, man.
Well, I got that for wrestling. I remember there was an organization that brought me in, and they're very, like, mashallah, they go over and above boards on how they fundraise. So they wanted me to make a guy submit, for a donation. You know what I mean? Like, okay, someone donates $1,000, you make so-and-so tap out, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's no.
And I did it because I thought, okay, it's a good idea. Maybe it's a good idea. And then, but I felt really, really, I felt like bad for it afterwards for a couple reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, it's disrespectful to because it's disrespectful to the Dawah.
It's like entertainment Dawah.
But also, it's disrespectful to my ex-profession.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, professional wrestling isn't done like that. You don't get on stage and you give them a German suplex and make them tap out. It's not worked that way. So it was disrespectful, and I just found it as something that's disrespectful to Allah, because I didn't come there for people to look at Abu Hafsa like I'm the champion of the world and I made this guy tap out. Which, I mean, it was pretty easy. We talked about it beforehand and he agreed. So it was worked, and I just felt really, really bad for it afterwards. I didn't like it. But then what ended up happening is that I was getting asked to do it all the time, because it ended up, of course, on YouTube. Yep. Magical friggin' YouTube. Frick.
Ding, ding,
so then
ding.
I just started, stop it. I'm not doing it anymore. It's not going to happen. We want you to wrestle a whole match. No, you're not getting a whole match. That's not going to happen.
It becomes, I mean, it's almost like a catch-22, because, you don't want your kids to watch haram on television, but then the Dawah just becomes Muslim entertainment, and the knowledge and the lesson and the ayah and the sunnah and the hadith just take a back seat to, oh, so and so's here and I saw him on YouTube, he make me laugh, do a magic trick for me.
That's all it is. You're the funny speaker. You become the funny funny guy. And that's and again, there's a place for that. Like, I love telling stories in lectures, as long as those stories are authentic and you're good. I don't have a problem with entertainment, but it shouldn't be the premise of what you're doing. It shouldn't be first. It could be part of it. It's kind of like if you make what's a food that you can like
Thai soup.
Okay, you make Thai soup, lemongrass soup. I like
that.
There
you go. Yeah.
Do you just eat lemongrass by itself?
No, that would be weird.
You can, right? Technically,
if you're hardcore, like super fitness man, and you
can just take a bite of lemongrass.
Roar.
If you want to do that, but
Just
It's
just
better
do it
for
in the
you.
backyard. Just get down on your hands and
Just
knees
sweep
and
the
just
lawn.
yeah.
Just mow the yard. You can be lawnmower man.
There you go.
But the thing is that you would mix it with a bunch of different other stuff, and then it would be okay. So you can make your speeches enjoyable, right? In a sense, you can put some authentic stories, some narrations, some heart touching stuff in your talk, and make it enjoyable. But it shouldn't be the whole talk where you're up
Exactly.
in front
Yep.
of people, making them laugh all the time. And like, what are they going to take home with them? What are they going to use to improve their own lives from what you told them? This is the whole point of Dawah. You're inviting people to Islam. You're inviting people back to the worship of their creator. That's the whole point of it. It's not about me getting up and telling you a bunch of jokes and making you laugh and collecting a paycheck at the end. It's
No,
not
you,
about
you
that.
show up and you. There was a video, and once again, we have the guy who, went to Medina, got his degree, blah, 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 comes back to the States, and he's on YouTube doing magic tricks
Yeah, I heard about that.
to
I
get you
never.
to come to his lecture, and, like, that killed all his cred for me. I was like, oh, I'm
That's
done.
but that's another thing that the people have to remember, and that Dawah also isn't about personality.
Hmm.
It's not about personalities.
Well,
You
you
could,
have you have the scholar that's he's just not an interesting speaker, but he knows 100 times more than everybody else.
yep. And if you can sit through his lectures, you'll learn a lot.
Yep.
It's not, and this is what the common Muslim has to remember as well. I don't, I'm just a guy with a YouTube page, so I'm not a scholar, and mashallah, none of us are scholars. But the thing is that you have to remember that the Dawah is bigger than we are. We're only going to be here for a set number of years or
Exactly.
months,
Yep.
and then eventually we're going to be gone. And if Allah love you enough, your work will live longer than you do. And
Hmm.
then, but someone else is going to come and take your spot. Like, it's not about us. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's not about any of the speakers that I mentioned or any of the ones that we're talking about implicitly. It's the dawah is bigger than that. It's the call to Allah, and what Allah loves, He will allow to remain here. I mean, look at Bukhari.
Hmm.
Bukhari traveled thousands of miles to get hadith. His whole life was dedicated to that. And I'm quite certain at the time he never fathomed his work would be in virtually every Muslim home now.
Oh, it's on the bookshelf behind me. Yeah.
Like, he never imagined that. I don't think he envisioned his work to be in every Muslim home, in telephones, on things that are, your hand is bigger than your telephone and your Sahih Bukhari is in there. I don't think he imagined that, but Allah knew it would happen.
His name is
And then there's
mentioned
the guy
all
who
like
thinks he's
nonstop.
going to
Yeah.
conquer the world, and his dawah is going to reach the mountains of wherever, and it doesn't reach past his own living room because Allah doesn't let it expand because
Hmm.
his intention's bad.
Hmm.
So, hello.
Yeah. Hello.
So the dawah is a lot bigger than us, a lot bigger than any personality. So you may see a person who may have character flaws, and you will. I mean, everybody makes mistakes, bro. Like, at the end of the day, no one is free from mistake. And that brother who did the magic, may Allah forgive him and us. Like, no one is exempt from making mistakes. It doesn't mean that it's okay to keep doing it though, but no one is exempt from that. So you're gonna find speakers who do messed up things from time to time. You're gonna find speakers that make huge mistakes. You're gonna find speakers that make little mistakes. Um, but we're all human beings at the end of the day, and a degree from Medina doesn't guarantee you're gonna be sinless.
Hmm.
So Allah forgive that brother. And I don't know. I don't know the name. I heard about it though. I don't know who he is.
I
But
don't want to mention names, but
no, it's better not to. I mean, may Allah forgive him and us, and
inshallah.
guide him and us. That's what I say for stuff like that. Because sometimes it's very easy to get caught up in the hype.
Yep.
Okay, we need people to come to the room. Well, let's do some and there's,
You have the joke tracker. That same guy did a joke tracker. You have to keep track of all the jokes.
oh my God, really?
So you do a lecture, like he'll sit in the classroom and do a lecture,
I don't even do that in my
and,
stuff.
and he assigns somebody to be the joke tracker.
Really, the
So you're
joke.
like a comedian. You're like a comedian for Dawah.
I mean, I can make you laugh in my lecture, but I'm not gonna get you to tell jokes or what is it? Track my. This
Trackmyjokes.com. I don't know.
is there an applause meter? Like,
www.trackmyjokes.com.
so does he say like how um what is it, like a 5 out of 10 or an 8 out of? Is that how it's tracked?
I
Just the
have no
number of.
idea. You just keep track of the jokes. There were 25 jokes in the past half hour. I have no idea.
Wow,
It's
I
very
didn't know
bizarre.
that stuff like that.
But I
I
mean,
I need
like,
I need to brush up on my. I don't know what's going on.
yeah, you got to get the. It's probably an app on your
I,
phone by this point.
I got I got to learn about this stuff. No, because I don't listen to stuff like that. I listen to people like I like Farid Abdullah. I like him. He's out of California. I like listening to him. He's very serious. I
Uh-huh.
like listening to his stuff. He's probably my favorite.
But I mean, like personally, like I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but like I've gotten to a point where like I do my courses online. I do IOU, and I have books that I get that I know who wrote them, and I know that certain scholars have written, and I'm not trying to pigeonhole myself, but I concentrate on my classwork, and there are certain guys that I will listen to, but for the most part, I want nothing to do with YouTube and Facebook memes that are inaccurate or just flat out lies, and I just
What's a meme?
the
What is
meme
that?
is like basically you make
Isn't
a
it a letter that comes after noon or something? It's like
yes it is that we'll accept that answer.
okay,
And
that's what I
basically,
know it as.
this Facebook meme craze is like you make a picture and then you put your own caption over the picture. So you'll say like it'll be like a picture of Ronald Reagan giving the thumbs up, right?
That's the meme.
And you'll say that's the picture, and you'll put your own caption over it that says Ronald Reagan endorsed Donald Trump, and it's a complete lie.
Ah, really?
Yeah, people just do this all day long.
I
It's a,
did. I don't know anything. I
and
don't.
they do it with Islam. Like so you'll say it'll say like certain scholars said such and such, but how do you know? You don't unless
I
you go look it up, and they'll do it for Dawah, and it's like half truths.
one of the things that, as a side note, that I would encourage people, and including myself, once you learn the Arabic language,
Hmm.
once you actually learn the language, then you don't even need a translator anymore. Like you can just open Ibn Kathir and read it for yourself.
Exactly. Yep.
You can open the Ibn Taymiyyah and his students, yeah, Ibn Qayyim
Ibn
al-Jawziyya and Ibn
Qayyim, Ibn
Taymiyyah, who are the
Kathir. Yep.
students of Ibn Kathir actually. You can open
Ibn
those
Taymiyyah.
stuff. You can learn all those different Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani and all these different scholars. You can learn them yourself, and you don't need to listen to anyone translate or transliterate for you. And this is what ends up happening.
It's a
I
process. You got to get up and at least put a half hour every day into learning Arabic.
Yeah, but that's fine because
Yeah.
people put years into medical school. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
and it's not a half an hour a day either. It's about 7, 8, 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
I mean, when they gave me a Braille Quran, that's what I had to do. I didn't have English Qurans in my house.
Hmm.
I had a Braille one, and now I'm not I'm not Hafid by any means. But when you play the Quran for me in Arabic, I can get a good portion of it.
Hmm.
I don't need to listen to, and I do still, but I don't need to listen to the translations anymore necessarily. I'm not perfect or fluent at it, but I can get it, right? Because I spent so much time just reading the Arabic over the years. And I'm not a scholar, I'm just a guy. Just a guy with a YouTube channel, like I said, and a Twitter account, like everybody else.
Hmm.
I didn't know what a meme was though. That's interesting. I learned something today. But the whole point is that when you focus on learning, yeah, entertainment is what it is. We're people that Muhammad SAW gave us guidelines for entertaining each other and entertaining ourselves. But it shouldn't be just based off of that. And Dawah shouldn't be just about entertainment all the time. Oh, you have to tell jokes, otherwise you're gonna be boring. Well, you know what? Life isn't about jokes all the time.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
eat this. You don't eat dessert every meal. I mean, how would you eat chocolate cake for breakfast and dinner and lunch and so on? You just eat that chocolate cake all the time. Chocolate cake. You get huge and your teeth will fall out.
Yep.
But chocolate cake's okay every now and then. And there's certain ways of being entertained. Like you said, the human voice. You can sing with the human voice. If brothers can do that, I worked with Muslim Bilal when I was in England.
Hmm.
I don't know if you know Muslim Bilal.
Muslim Bilal. Nope.
He's a nasheed artist that doesn't have any drums, any nothing. He just stands on stage and does his stuff, and that's it. No drums, no backing track, no click meter, nothing. He just does his stuff, and I like Muslim Bilal. He's my favorite nasheed artist, and I don't even listen to nasheeds that much. But that's the thing. It's like you can do stuff like that, and his nasheed isn't about entertainment. It's he has lessons behind it. He talks about his own story, and he breaks his own conversion to Islam story down in a story, and then he wrote a poem about it, and he tells his nasheed about it. So you can take lessons from that and take it home with you. There's entertainment in it, but it's not entertainment only. I think that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So there's certain times and places for certain things, but we tend to make it entertainment, all inclusive, drums and beats and banjos and whatever else kind of stuff. And is it haram? We take the we take the non-Muslim hip hop songs now, and it's not about taking the melody. You actually take the song itself and just change the words.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Have you seen this?
I think I
Wow,
have. Yeah.
that I think that's illegal. Like you're not even.
You
It's
get
not.
sued for that. Yeah.
It's not like you're taking it and removing the beats, because there's brothers who do that too. They remove the whole beat and change.
I hate to say typical Muslims, but I mean you can't even
Just
come up with your
just
own
take,
song. Like
they take the drum track. They just take you know when you used to buy a single years ago, and they
that
give you like the
the, in,
actual single, and
the
then they give you,
instrumental.
yeah, the instrument. That's what I was looking for. You take the instrumental
You
and
flip
just,
it to side B and
yeah,
it's instrumental of like Marky Mark or whatever.
yeah,
Oh,
whatever it is.
don't
Exactly.
don't.
Mark's 90s. That's old stuff. So when I was in high
I'm
school,
an old man.
yeah, I was in middle school during
I'm
that
73 years old. Okay, anyway.
nurse. So they're just taking that, and I remember there was a message in Toronto that after the Jummah, they told the people, they said, okay, brothers and sisters, please stay because this group is gonna come and perform for us. And that's what they did. They put on the instrumental for the song and just played it in the masjid.
Freedom rings. Ding
Oh
ding
man,
ding. Yeah.
my phone blew up that day. I wasn't there, alhamdulillah. My phone blew up that day. People are, do you know what they did? I wasn't there. No, they did. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh my
Wow.
God. Because we're so based on watering everything down now.
Wow.
So we became an entertainment nation,
Yep.
right? Where it's all about dancing and singing and drum beating, and it's not even drum beating anymore. I wish it was still that.
Mm.
It's about taking non-Muslim pop and just taking the instrumental and just making it our own. And it's illegal to do that. It's piracy.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
There was a hit. I think it was last year, and the guy won a Grammy and everything. And Tom Petty sued him and won.
Yeah, because you can't just take people's stuff. You can't just like, I'm just gonna take your stuff. Muslims, see, this is another thing too. We think that the rule doesn't apply to us. We can just do whatever we want. So Dawah is a free for all
Yeah.
because it's Dawah. I can
Steal the internet connection
I can
to give.
steal internet. Yeah, brother asked me that question before. He said, am I allowed to steal my neighbor's internet because I guess neighbor's internet didn't have a password on it. So he said, am I allowed to, sorry,
Wow.
am I allowed to steal my neighbor's internet in order to give Dawah? And I'm like, you're stealing his internet. Yeah, but he shouldn't keep it open. Sure, but you shouldn't steal it.
You shouldn't have kept
Like,
your car unlocked, bro.
yeah, so if someone's house is unlocked, can you go and steal their stuff? Like, is that okay?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's okay
Wow.
because you shouldn't have kept it unlocked. Well, you shouldn't be a little thief and go around stealing stuff and taking, other people's things and making it your own. It's not yours. We talked about plagiarism earlier. It's
Yep,
not
yep.
yours. My gosh, at least if you're gonna do that, get the permission from the non-Muslim. I wouldn't say do it, but get the permission from them and use their stuff if you're gonna do it. But don't call it dawah.
Wow.
Then become a cover artist. Just become a cover band and do your thing. But don't call it dawah because it's not. Because part of doing something for the sake of Allah is doing it the way Allah prescribed you to do it. All right, so you can't pray Maghrib with 5 rakat because it's not Maghrib no more. You can pray it that way, I guess, if you want to. Just call it something else. Don't call it Islamic and don't call it Maghrib. You know what I mean? It's not Islam and it's not Maghrib. It's something else. You invented for yourself. Just like doing all these drum beats and stealing people's songs and spamming people. That's another thing we like to do.
Oh, the
Spam.
spamming.
The spammer dawah.
Like I said, I took my
And
shahada
knowing
6 years ago, right? And at the time, I had like a Hotmail email. And one of the first things I did was I signed up to this specific brother's whatever, put on the mailing list. And I've been getting spammed for 6 years. Like, it's not too late to sign up now for my new lecture. Get a shahada in 7 days, guaranteed shahada, guaranteed.
Yeah,
Get the
but what about
most out of your fasting. Get the most out of your. It's like,
what
oh,
about when you don't sign up for nothing and they do it? Then what? Like, what happens then?
they keep spamming you.
Yeah, I get a fan page and
There's
for
24 hours left for you to sign up.
23 hours and 59 seconds.
For what?
There's a guy that keeps posting the last khutbah of the Prophet ﷺ. He stopped it now, alhamdulillah, because I kind of told him off. But I'll probably see him again sooner or later. And the content is good, like the material is good. Okay, because I mean, how are you gonna say the last khutbah of the Prophet ﷺ is bad? It's not bad. You can read that and it's fine. And I let it slide once because, mashallah, it's a good reminder. But he kept going to the comments because I blocked my page. You can't just post on my
Yeah,
page.
yeah, that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, do that if you have it. So, but he'll still go to the comments section and just spam the comments section. I told him, if you want to do that, then build your own page from scratch and post whatever you want. But don't come to other people's stuff and spam them because it's not it's not yours, bro. You can't just go to people's things and do that. He could have sent me an email and asked, can I post on your? I probably would have told him no because I don't have admins. I have like a couple admins and that's it. And they don't even post anything unless I say so. 99% of the posts are mine. I don't let people post on my stuff because I'm accountable for them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm accountable for them. It's not because I have this big audience. I don't. That's not very big, but I'm accountable for what goes on my page. So I like to monitor it. I did that when there was 100 people on my page. I actually did it from the inception of the page. But you don't get to just go and just just spam people and just annoy them with stuff and just post Dawah everywhere and call it Dawah. It's not Dawah. You're irritating people. You're annoying them.
Exactly. Is that's another question. Is Dawah harassing people?
No, it shouldn't be. I mean, oh
They get a
God,
knock
guys.
on my door, like a certain Christian group. They knocked on my door as a Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock, and I was sick, and I didn't come to the door because I was sick. And you're catching me off guard. You're knocking on my door. Okay, that's the first issue. Number two,
No.
I don't come to the door, and now you're looking in my window.
We used to get those at 7 a.m. in the trailer park.
Wow.
7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning.
Is that like should Muslims do that? Like is that dawah?
Well, that's spamming, but it's spamming in a different way. Or you'll post the same comment 15 times in 15 different comment sections on 15 different pages and call it Dawah. It's not Dawah. You're irritating people.
Yeah.
You're annoying people. I do it once. I'll let you slide because it's good content. MashaAllah. I'm not gonna be difficult with you. But don't do it every single post you're gonna come in. I seen the thing 8 times before I got at him. 8 times I had to delete that.
Wow.
And then you get at him, and now I haven't seen him for a little while, so I think he's finished. Hopefully, inshallah, doing that because it's not Dawah, bro. It's not. Build your own page, your own group, and post whatever you feel like. Then you can do that if you want to, and have an unsubscribe button so that people can unsubscribe. Because I think you signed up and there's no unsubscribe button for that guy.
Oh, okay.
Where you signed up, the Hotmail or whatever. I think I'm on the same one, and there's no unsubscribe button at all.
Oh, it's just like it's been 6 years of my phone will go off to ding. Muhammad so and so says, "Come to my new program."
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there's no time left at all. You take advantage.
No, but if someone signs up for that, then mashallah, there should be an unsubscribe button though. But don't just randomly just send. You were added to 500 groups in the last. Wow, really? Just add people to groups. How do you know I want to be a part of that? Like, how do you know I want to be in the group?
Oh, and it's like I hate to use the term Facebook Muslims, but it's like you don't come to the masjid and you're not studying anything, and when you're asked a question, you can't answer it, and you really don't know what you're talking about, but every day, every week, every month, you have some new page that you made on Facebook. This is a page for the masjid that doesn't exist, but I'm going to build it one day, inshallah. And this is a page for my group. And this is a page for my study group. And this is it's like, what the heck? And it's like, and they just add everybody. They just click on people, and you just mercifully, is that a word?
Mercilessly.
Mercilessly add people. It's like like all of a sudden, boom, there's 300 people added to this guy's page for the
Yeah,
masjid that he's not doesn't have the money to build anyway.
that's
It's like,
one that's one thing I never understood about Facebook is that they can add you to a group and you don't have to confirm it, but
Yeah,
they can't add you as a friend. You have to confirm that. Why can't you have to confirm being added to these groups? Because I wouldn't. I hate being added to stuff.
and then you see like so and so, like your buddies that you know are on the page, so you think, oh, okay, are they? No, this guy just added them all.
Yeah, I don't like groups. I'm not a big fan of being added to anything. I don't even go on Facebook generally anyway. I go there to post and then I leave. I don't stay on Facebook that much. Like you don't see me on my personal account on Facebook hardly at all.
If
Like
I'm
I
at work and I'm like drinking coffee, and like if I'm in between, if I just listen to a lecture for school and I just want like to detox for 5 minutes, I'll go on Facebook and run through the thing. But like I'm so burnt out on the whole Facebook thing. No, I'm
I
good.
detox on Twitter. I go to Twitter and read stuff. That's where I read is Twitter. Because Twitter you can't say much in 140 characters. It's hard.
But Twitter,
It's
I've just heard so many Twitter horror stories. I don't even have a Twitter, and I refuse to get one because it's just I've heard so many horror stories,
but they're
just
gonna change it
negative.
now. They're gonna change it to. Well, I mean, I don't talk to people on Twitter either that much anyway.
Mhm.
But I read a lot. I go to the news and read the news on Twitter and stuff. I don't get into because people have horror stories because they end up in these ridiculous debates, these stupid
That's another thing. Is
discussions.
Dawah a debate?
No, it's not. It's
Is Dawah a
there
debate?
may be discussion in it with Jadilhum billati hasan. Like there's ways to talk to people. Noah and the prophets they talked to their people, but they didn't have these endless ridiculous arguments for days about
Go to
things.
such and such university, and I challenge you to debate. The Nation of Islam is going to debate such and such Sunni guy, and I
Yeah,
challenge you. I got that once on Facebook from some Nation of Islam guy, and I just laughed. I was just like, dude, no, you're
yeah.
kidding.
There's no debates. Like they discuss things like about Ibrahim alayhi salam discussing with his with
Nimrod.
Namrud. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how they debated. It wasn't this endless diatribe of crap for days.
Like
Pharaoh and Musa they debated like that. They discussed things. They talked about things, but they didn't get into these weird, nonsensical,
I
never-ending,
can
circular debates. There's a
I can spend my week studying like Ibn Kathir for a class I'm taking, or
yeah.
I can go back and forth on Facebook for a week with some 20-year-old college kid. You know,
I just block people. I
like
honestly,
like
yeah, I just
just
delete them.
never
And
ending. Just keep it going. Like, dude, I'm done.
because you can usually tell when people want to discuss things. There's a Christian guy on my page, and he comes and he hasn't done it for a while, but every now and then he'll send me a message and we'll discuss things.
Cool.
And
Yeah,
it'll be
that's
a
cool. Yeah.
rational discussion. We'll talk about history and we'll talk about Islamic history and it'll be a rational discussion. I may learn something and he may learn something, and at the end we usually tend to agree to disagree because he's a Christian and he hasn't taken his shahada yet. So, but it's always respectful
Yeah.
because we
Exactly.
can
Yep.
we can agree to disagree. I don't have a problem with Christians. I don't have a problem with them at all. I don't agree with everything they say, but I don't have a problem with them because we can agree to disagree at the end. Lakum dinukum waliya din, period. And I don't believe in what they believe in, but I would defend their right to believe in it because Islam doesn't give us the right to take people's religion away from them like that. But with some Muslims, man, oh my God, he will send you this. He'll disagree with you, and then when you prove your point, he won't just say, "Okay, jazakallah khair." He'll attack you personally.
You're
Or
an
you're
idiot.
a deviant. You claim to be following the sunnah. You claim this and claim that. Okay, bro, if you don't agree with me, you don't have to. But you don't need to get like that. You don't need to be aggressive like
I had to catch a flight. I think I told you this story. It's a couple years ago. I had to catch a flight in the morning, and this one guy, and there was no knowledge basis for anything he was saying, and I was trying to make that point, and he just went back and forth with me till 3:30 in the morning, and it ended, and he couldn't come up with any evidence for me about anything he was claiming, and it ended with, "Well, you're cursing Sahaba." I said, "Excuse me?
yeah. Yeah, see that's the thing, bro. With me that would never
What?"
last until 3 in the morning. I would have deleted that guy right away.
But I
I don't
like this was a
I
guy.
can't get
Yeah,
into these things.
I was in shock that
I
like
don't let these things go to 3 a.m. That's
he
nuts.
no I was like and I was like why did I let this go till 3 in the morning?
Yeah, like that's just if I have a flight at like
But this dude
6 a.m.
was totally okay with me going back and forth with me till 3:30 in the morning, and he just
I did remember
It's like,
I did
wow.
the revert roller coaster video with the one about the
Which is a great idea, by the way, the
first
revert roller
comes Dean
coaster.
first comes Dean, then comes marriage. Remember that one?
Yeah, yeah.
I a brother got mad at me, and he goes, he said I was simping. Simp? What is simping?
I have no idea. Is it
That
like
is
it's like
that
pimping?
is that the opposite of pimp? I think that's the opposite of pimping. Is when you're like
Simping
when
ain't easy.
sipping ain't easy. When you're
Sipping Kool Aid. I don't know.
wow, is that when I think he meant it to mean that I'm kowtowing to the ladies and I'm saying what the women want me to say. And he's saying things like women are liars, women are evil, women are this and women are that, and women are, evil, ratchet
Have
human
fun in
beings.
your house, buddy. Have
Yeah,
fun.
hey, wow. Like,
Have
and
fun in your marriage.
I'll
Wow.
be the first to admit some of them are, but I wasn't talking about those ones. I was talking about the ones that come into Islam and get taken advantage of. And I told him so. And he gets mad. Well, you should be warning the brothers against this, and you should be warning the brothers against the women, not the opposite. So I just told him, I said, bro, it's a YouTube video, man. If you don't like, and then he attacked me personally. He got at me about claiming to follow the Sunnah and all this stuff. You say you follow the Sunnah, but this and this and the third and the fourth and fifth. I said, bro, it's a YouTube video. You have a lot more important things to do with your day. If you don't agree with it,
Exactly. Yeah.
move, bro. Like, you don't have to comment on my videos. I didn't ask you to comment on it. I didn't even ask you to watch it. Delete me off your thing. You don't have to look at my stuff. You didn't prove me to be wrong, and you didn't listen to the video because I said that in the video. Like, this
Yeah.
is about those particular people, and he didn't like it. And then he deleted his attacks of me.
Yeah. I love it. I
So
love
then
it.
I just deleted the whole thing. I just
Just
deleted the
delete
whole
him,
comment.
block him,
Yeah,
goodbye.
I just deleted the whole comment
I don't
section.
have Facebook on my phone for that reason because
This is
I don't care. I don't
this is
want to know
YouTube.
your drama.
Yeah, I don't get into. I'll discuss with you, but you don't get to attack me. That's not gonna happen. I don't get paid enough to get attacked by idiots. That doesn't work. Not agreeing, and I learned from people on my page that don't agree with me. People get at me and say, you should have said it this way, and sometimes I'll delete the whole post because I say, you know what, they're right, and I have to check myself because they're absolutely right. But when you attack me personally, that's not my job. I don't.
Goodbye. Yeah, that's when I was like, block.
You're gone. None of this endless. And it's a YouTube video at the end of the day. And my YouTube isn't that much people. Like really, my YouTube. I think that video got about 30 views or something. It's not a big deal. Nobody cares about my YouTube videos. Nobody. And I'm putting them for the sake of Allah. So numbers don't really matter to me. Anyway, but a YouTube video shouldn't make you furious enough to spend time attacking the poster. I've seen YouTube videos that I don't like. And I don't even, because if I
Just shut
comment
it
on it,
off. Yeah.
yeah, but if I comment on it, now all the people that I know saw that I commented on it. So it makes the
Yeah.
video more popular.
Yep.
So the worst thing you can do is actually comment on a video that you don't like because you're going to make that video popular. It's better you just click not interested or click dislike. There you go. Show your disapproval that way. You dislike the video. Fair enough. But I don't, Dawah isn't about that either, where you get into these long diatribe, crazy arguments that are circular and stupid with people with screen names. My
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
really? My God. Jihad 831. I mean, jeez,
Yeah.
I'm sure your mom didn't name you that friggin' name. I don't even. Oh, come on, man.
C3PO 5000 says that.
C3PO number 4 life. At Islam My Truth Solution to Humanity.org or whatever. Yeah. Really? Come on, man. Like, and then because they can hide behind those. That's how you know a keyboard warrior because he never uses his first name. He never
Hmm.
puts his name. You see Abdul Claire, Abu Hafsa Claire. I don't hide behind that. That's not my legal name, obviously, but it's it's a name that people know me as. But Dawah centric warrior for life, you
Super
know,
Dawah Man 1975 374.
yeah, sends you a message and it's like, really? I I invoke you with the name of Allah. Repent for the things you posted. I'm like, repent for that horrible screen name. That's come on, bro. But this is it. So try to avoid that because it's gonna ruin your day, really, honestly, and it'll kill your your positivity. When
Another thing, kind of in that same category, is like when I first came to Islam, I knew there was this one group that I definitely didn't want to be a part of. You know,
okay,
after doing the Hindu thing for a while, and they loved their saints and their sheikhs and all this other stuff.
oh,
So I really thought that I was part of this other group on the other side of the coin. But over time, obviously, I realized that both these groups are the two sides of the same coin. So anyway, like these brothers convinced me that I had to be part of their group. And the more I talked to them, the more I realized that they spend more of their time refuting everybody than actually seeking knowledge, and I didn't learn anything from them. And when I asked them questions, they couldn't answer me. And I asked this brother a question. I said, well, I'm reading such and such book. Oh, don't read that book. I mean, it's a good book, but such and such guy wrote it, and he's not a true whatever like we are, and don't read that book. So okay, so the book's authentic, but I can't read it. Yeah. Okay, that doesn't
yeah.
make sense. Don't study from such and such online school, because that guy, I mean, he's good. What he's teaching is authentic, but he's not one of us, so you can't. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah,
So this one brother, I said, all I did, I'm Muslim 6 months, and I said, I'd really like to know where the sun is supposed to be when Maghrib comes in. Why? Said, because, I
so you
said,
pray.
I said, why?
Wow.
I said, why? Well, before coming to Islam, I never kept track of where the sun was or where the moon was, or like, this is all new to me. I said, so how do I know if I don't have a watch on me or an adhan clock on my smartphone? How am I to know when Maghrib comes in? Where's the sun? Is it above the horizon, below the horizon, in the horizon?
Sure.
Why are you making the deen hard, brother? He couldn't answer me. Just, why are you making the deen hard, brother?
Yeah, because they can't answer you because they don't have. Instead of saying, "Well, that's a good question,"
Wow.
I don't know. Then let's go find out together, and then we can both know. That will say things like, "Why are you making it hard?" Because he
I'm
doesn't want to tell
making
you he doesn't know.
the deen hard? Yeah, exactly.
What
That's
if your
like we said.
battery dies? Like, what if your phone battery? And
Yeah,
it's quite possible. What if your phone battery dies just after Asr, and you're in the highway, and you don't have a clock for whatever reason, or you're traveling somewhere, and you're in like out New Mexico's desert. There's a lot of desert in New Mexico.
exactly. Yeah.
You could be in a place
You
where
lose
technically
signal. Yeah.
you don't have no signal. What are you gonna do? You need to be able to see the sun, and this is how they did it. So it's good to know, just in case.
Yeah.
You may never need it. Okay, fair enough. But in case you need it, it's good to know it. And it would have been better for him to say, I don't know. Let's go.
It's the fill in the gaps. Lack of knowledge. You mask your lack of knowledge by filling in the gaps. Oh, you're leaving the minhaj. You're making the deen too hard, brother.
This is
I'm
it.
making the deen hard. The salah is a pillar of Islam. I'm trying to figure out when the Maghrib
Just
salah comes in.
yeah, just in case I don't have the technology, I can. I mean, and you don't like not always. You won't have the technology.
Well,
What
the
if you're in air?
Sahaba didn't have smartphones with adhan
Nope.
apps on them.
That's
Hello.
that's right. They didn't. And you could. I mean, again, like this is. It would have been just easy. Just say, okay, let's go to the imam because I'd like to know. I don't know. See, part of knowledge is not knowing. That's part of having knowledge
Yeah.
is first
You don't have
knowing that you
knowledge.
don't
Yeah.
know. Understanding that I don't know. I don't know everything, and I don't know very much. And then because if someone doesn't need knowledge, why would they get it?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like if you don't need knowledge, why would you go get it? If you know everything, why would you learn? So the first part of getting knowledge is to admit to not having it. Like the first part of Toba is admitting to doing a sin.
Hmm.
Like in saying, okay, I messed up. That's the first part of Toba is acknowledging the fact that you messed up. The first part of knowledge is acknowledging the fact that you don't know. But nowadays we don't like to do that because we don't look like the big shot, and it's like the new Muslim asks a question that we don't know the answer to.
You might kill the
Bro,
cred. Yeah, yeah.
that might kill the cred. If you don't know, bro, it's great, man.
You might not take me seriously as an imam, so I
Yeah,
gotta,
you
do
might not
my
even be
fill in the blanks answer.
my slave, my follower.
Yeah.
Get out of here, man. If you teach me, I learn a lot from Nusayba.
Oh wow. Okay.
Nusayba is 9. She's gonna be 10 this year.
Wow.
Nusayba
Mashallah.
is my kid.
Mashallah.
The one time I asked her, I said, can you name? She goes to me. She goes, Daddy, the non-Muslims get Christmas and Easter and Halloween and birthday parties and this, and she's going through all the Remembrance Day and this day and that day, and I said, and what do the Muslims get? She goes, and the Muslims get nothing. And I thought, wow, I've messed up because she knows more about the holidays of other people
Mm-hmm.
than she knows about her own holidays, and that's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned from her that day. I learned that I have to make our holidays special. Like there's things that
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
see that when you learn from people who are considered less than you, like most people would just laugh it off and say she's a little kid. I listen to my kids because they're gonna be the ones that are gonna
Yep.
carry my dead corpse and pray for me.
10
Hopefully,
years from now, 5 years from now, she's an adult, and then
she's an
she's
adult, and then
yeah.
she has to teach her kids quite possibly soon enough. And if her dad was didn't teach her anything, then she's not gonna have
Whoa, whoa, what was that?
nothing. She's probably gonna marry a guy that's the same as I am and just as idiotic as me and not teach her anything either. So yeah, you can edit that a little bit. So I can't ignore what she said because she doesn't know her own holidays. Now she does.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now Eid's awesome for her because I stepped up a little bit and tried my best to make it special. She's asking me about Jannah. We talk a lot about Jannah, me and her, and we talk about like because she has this weird imagination that Jannah is all candy, which
That's
which
great.
is which is awesome, right?
Candyland.
All
It's like some
like
Homer Simpson fantasy.
waffle cone trees and like you know Pepsi filled lakes and stuff. I was like rock and roll because I told her Jannah is better than what you can ever imagine. So then she goes, I can imagine quite a bit. And I'm like, really? Let's hear it. Because I can talk to her about Jannah and now she understands that. And I let her go. I let her go about the and she went and she said, "Can I build a house out of coffee crisp bars?" And like she went all in for like she had a whole 7-Eleven as her Jannah basically with all this stuff. And then I said, "Do you know what's better than all of that?" She goes, "No, I don't know what's better than all that." I said, "Do you want to know?" I said, "Yeah, I'd love to know." And I said, "Seeing Allah is better than all of that." So we had a basic halaqah, me and her, for like 35 minutes
Mm.
of her talking about what Jannah is to her. Because I want to know. I want to know what she thinks of Jannah. I want to get her idea of it. As silly as it may be, because she's a kid, it's not silly to her. It's damn serious to her.
Mhm.
Ice cream fountains, and I'm like, I want some of that for mine. Like I want to be able to swim in a Sunday fountain. Like I want that for me. That'd be pretty cool. So when you can learn from people, that's the only way you're gonna ever know. And I can't tell her you're being silly. You're making the dean silly, because she's gonna shut up and she's not gonna tell me anything now.
Mm.
Because she's gonna be afraid that okay, my dad's gonna laugh at me. He's gonna tell me that I'm making the dean
Well, yeah,
silly.
exactly. I'm a brand new Muslim, and this is
Yeah,
one of the first Muslims I know, and already I can't ask him questions because it
because
might be
when
the wrong question. I mean, give me
because
a
when
break.
when reverts can ask you questions, they can tell you things,
Uh-huh.
and then you can either help them or you can both learn and get help yourself. Because no one, there's only one who knows everything, and that's Allah. Even Muhammad SAW didn't know everything.
Mhm.
He knew enough to complete Islam. He knew enough that Allah completed Islam through him, but he didn't know everything. Like he doesn't know the unseen. He doesn't know when Judgment Day is, and he said so.
And that's in the Quran. So
Imagine
you people
that's
that want
that's
to argue
imagine.
the
Okay,
opposite,
Jibril comes to Muhammad SAW and said, "When is the hour?" Did he say you're making Deen difficult?
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
He didn't say that. He said
you're making
the,
the deen difficult.
you making Deen difficult. He said the questioner knows as much as the one being questioned. I don't know. I don't know. That's what he said. Subhanallah. Sallallahu. So I mean, if he can say that, then who are we? Imam Malik was asked 50 questions and 48 of them he said I don't know. Imagine
Mm.
Imam Malik, and he's better than us now walking today. He's asked a bunch of questions, and I think 48 out of 50 he said I don't know. And the person told him, "We came from far. We traveled far, and now we have to go back to our people. What should we tell them?" He said, "Tell them Imam Malik doesn't know." That's it. I don't know. Tell them Imam Malik doesn't know. So not knowing is okay. You can say, I don't know. I don't know where the sun has to be. Let's go ask the Imam. It's not hard. Dawah is not about personalities or egos. It's about helping someone, inviting them to get close to Allah and to come back to the worship of their creator. Whether it's Muslims, you're giving them a reminder, or the non-Muslims, you're giving them an invitation. It all comes back to basically the same thing, is that you're bringing people back with the help of Allah, to the worship of Allah. And it's not about YouTube channels. It's not about all these views and all these different craziness that we talked about and all the different stuff. It's about the pure intention and knowing that we're all on the same team, and that when things go wrong, we return it back to the Quran and the Sunnah, the way the companions practiced it, and then we leave it there. We can agree to disagree, and I can go, you know what, I'm wrong. Fair enough. Now I want to be right again, inshallah. And then if you give me proof that's authentic and sound, I have to take that. And if I do the same thing, then you should take it. You know what I mean? It comes back to us helping each other and advising each other. وَتَوَصَّوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَصَّوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. You know, the Surah Al-Asr, that those who believe and do righteousness, they enjoin each other to what is true and with patience. So we understand that we're going to make mistakes and we're going to mess things up, and we take the advice when it's given to us. When it's given to us nicely, my gosh, like that's another thing too. When you're going to correct someone, you got to be nice to them. Like, be easy with them. Tell them, but because no one's going to take. Shaitan, does he yell at you or does he whisper to you?
Exactly.
He whispers to you. He comes to you and whispers to you. He doesn't tell you, you're such an idiot. Why don't you do this? Because you're not going to listen to him. He says, this might be a great thing to do. And he whispers to you, comes close to you and whispers to you. So we need to be telling people in a nice way. And then if the person is like openly misleading people, then we can make it a bit more public if necessary. But try to make that a last resort under the advice of a scholar. A scholar should tell you to do that. A scholar, not a, YouTube celebrity, whatever person. An actual scholar should be doing things like that, not us, who knows the science of doing that.
Alhamdulillah.
Wow. How long?
Jazakallah
That's
khair.
an hour, isn't it? That's a
We're
long.
yeah, we this is probably a two-parter. That's fine
Is it
because it
right?
was going to be a two-parter anyway. So we covered it all. I know we never covered it all, but Jazakallah khair. We will try to wrap it up right now.
Allah accepted, and anything that we said that is good is from Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anything bad that we said, may Allah forgive us, and it's from the shaitan or from our own selves.
Ameen, ameen.
Because that's the whole thing, is if we're wrong, then comment and tell us where we messed up, and we can either correct ourselves or explain why we said the things that we said. And may
Do
Allah accept it.
inshallah. I mean, do you want to do a little closing dua?
Yeah. Allah show us the Allahumma arin haqq warzuqna ittiba'ah. Show us the truth as truth and allow us to follow it. And show us falsehood as falsehood and allow us to stay away from it. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا, and oh Allah, guide us, make our hearts, don't allow us to be astray after you've guided us. إنك أنت الوهاب. And that's we ask Allah to protect us from anything wrong that we said and purify it, because again, we're not scholars. We're people that wanted to do a podcast, and
It's a
maybe,
commentary. It's all.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
commentary. Maybe you agree with it, maybe you don't. Feel free to post comments and tell us where you agree, but don't attack us. That's childish. If you want to say something you disagree with, please do so. And jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa Abu Hafsa, thank you again. May Allah reward you for all you do. And this has been our 2 year in the making podcast. Inshallah, we'll do another one soon.
Inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
Wa alaikum salam.